The Audacity's sleek form slipped silently through the wormhole, its new stealth coating absorbing the residual energy from the cosmic passage. On the bridge, Captain Emily Shaw felt a familiar mix of excitement and apprehension as they emerged into Naxith space. "All systems nominal, Captain," reported Lieutenant Richard Baker from the helm. "We've arrived at the designated coordinates." Shaw nodded, her eyes fixed on the main view screen. "Excellent. Communications, send out the greeting we prepared. Let's hope the Naxith are in a receptive mood." As they waited for a response, Shaw couldn't help but reflect on the gravity of their mission. The galaxy was becoming an increasingly complex and dangerous place, and Earth needed allies. The Naxith, with their vast trade networks and advanced technology, could be crucial to humanity's survival. "Captain," called out her communications officer, "we're receiving a response from the Naxith. They're inviting us to dock at their primary trading station." Shaw allowed herself to smile. It was a promising start. "Very well. Helm, take us in. And everyone, remember, we're not just representing Earth here. We're representing the future of our entire species." As the Audacity approached the massive Naxith structure, its insectoid design both alien and somehow beautiful, Shaw steeled herself for the negotiations to come. The fate of Earth might well rest on the outcome of this mission. Light years away, the Prometheus cruised through an uncharted star system, its advanced sensors probing the cosmic depths for signs of resources, habitable worlds, or potential threats. On the bridge, a diverse crew of Earth's finest worked in perfect sync, each a master of their domain. Captain Marcus Carter sat in the command chair, his keen eyes taking in every detail of their surroundings. "Status report," he called out. Commander Esteban Rodriguez, the XO, responded promptly. "All systems functioning at optimal levels, Captain." "So far no signs of activity," Carter continued. "They say space is so big it's hard to comprehend. Technically we could be out here for years and never run into anyone else." Lieutenant Adam Odom's panel lit up with a contact. "We have something coming in from deeper in the system. It is moving fast. Red alert," Carter ordered, his voice calm but authoritative. "Tactical analysis. Helm, prepare for evasive maneuvers. Double-check all systems and reduce signatures to minimal. With a little luck they won't see us." After a pause he tapped the ship's intercom. "Red alert, a Mizoan craft is approaching. Boarding party to your station, damage control teams on alert." A red light began to flash throughout the ship, silently indicating the alert status. The bridge erupted into controlled chaos as the crew sprang into action. Lieutenant Sam Olsen at helm plotted potential escape routes while keeping the ship steady. "Sir," called out Lieutenant Adam Odom, the ship's primary sensor officer, "I'm analyzing the energy signature. We haven't encountered this style ship before, but the sensor patterns match Mizoan designs according to the Malnari database, Captain." Carter's eyebrows rose in surprise. The Mizoan were known to them. He had been briefed on Russia trading people for technology with the Mizoans. Broad passive scan seems unlikely they would be out here all alone. "Weapons officer, status?" Lieutenant Commander Jack Harper, the ship's primary weapons officer, reported from his station. "Primary weapon system is cold for stealth, Captain. We can spin up the primary power for weapon and be ready to fire in 1 minute. That degree of power generation will make us stand out like a Christmas tree though. Working on firing solutions so they are ready to be laid in." Carter nodded, his mind racing through their options. "Agreed. Communications, are they broadcasting? If they talk to anyone, I want it recorded. Also prepare jamming just in case." As the Mizoan ship drew closer, its sleek, reptilian design becoming visible on the main view screen, the crew of the Prometheus held their breath. The crew had been briefed on the primary mission of the ship. To explore, make contact, set up trade, but those were secondary orders for aliens known to be friendly or even just neutral. The Mizoans at the very least were trafficking humans and possibly much worse. While not officially at war with Russia, an alien species aiding them was a problem. Back on Earth, in the depths of Area 51, Dr. Elena Reyes poured over the latest data from the Martian research team. The initial excitement over the gold isotope had faded, replaced by a grim determination to uncover anything new to advance Earth's technology. She had teams of engineers with relics from half a dozen advanced civilizations applying a new eye to each item, looking for any improvement they could make, any extra understanding they could glean from the treasure trove of artifacts they now had to experiment with. In the White House Situation Room, President Albert Chambers listened intently as his advisors updated him on the latest developments. "Mr. President, General Jonathan Madison began, "We've received word from the Defiant. They've completed their reconnaissance mission and are en route home. The data they've collected on the Busner is minimal, but they have thoroughly tested the stealth coding. They were also able to escape from a Busner ship once spotted, which is a small win, but considering our first run in them was a total failure, it is a big step." Chambers nodded grimly. "And Project Pandora?" Dr. Mike Thompson cleared his throat. "The design phase is complete, sir. We're ready to begin prototype construction. But..." He hesitated. "There are ethical concerns among some of the science team. The potential for devastating an entire planet." "I understand the concerns," Chambers cut in, his voice firm. "But we need options. The Busner threat is real, and we have to be prepared for worst-case scenarios. Begin construction. Presently they know they can wipe us out, have threatened to do so openly. We need a deterrent." As the meeting continued, discussing the Audacity's mission to the Naxxrath and the Prometheus's exploration efforts, Chambers couldn't shake the feeling that they were playing a dangerous game on a cosmic scale. One wrong move, and humanity's future among the stars could be snuffed out in an instant. General Madison had been given a questionable level of authority over space missions. Not even the president was aware of the real mission of Prometheus. His think tank for strategy had come up with some creative solutions which were fixing to be put to the test. On Mars, Dr. Yuki Tanaka felt bored for all her work on science, and given all the exciting things happening in the system and out of it, mining on Mars seemed more and more like a normal job. "Dr. Robertson," she called out, "are you seeing this?" Dr. Carl Robertson joined her. "It's amazing how rich the planet is. Our most basic drone miners are able to recover considerable amounts of all manner of minerals with ease." She settled into the routine of scheduling supply drops from the Mars station, launches of resources from the surface to the Mars station production area, and news reports back home to her superiors. Aboard the Naxxrath trading station, Captain Emily Shaw of the Audacity found herself engaged in the most complex negotiations of her career. The insectoid Naxxrath representatives clicked and chirped, their translator devices struggling to keep up with the nuances of their language. "We understand your desire for alliance," the lead Naxxrath negotiator, Trade Overseer Noxkull, clicked. "But you must understand, humans are still unknown variables in galactic politics. Your rapid advancement. It concerns some." Shaw leaned forward, her voice earnest. "We understand your concerns, Overseer. But that's precisely why we seek this alliance. We need guidance, partners who can help us navigate this new cosmic landscape. And in return, we offer innovation, resources, and a fresh perspective on galactic challenges." As the negotiations continued, Shaw couldn't help but feel the weight of Earth's future on her shoulders. The alliance they forged here could be the key to humanity's survival in an increasingly hostile galaxy. Light years away, aboard the Prometheus, Captain Marcus Carter, "Bring us around nice and easy, I want a full scan. The Molnari sensor records are nice, but it's time we made some of our own. Can we identify weapon systems, if they have a vulnerable angle to approach from? That is where I want to be." Olsen's eyebrows rose in surprise. Easing around to Fallen and follow them, Lieutenant Odom whistled to himself. "I think I have their weapons mapped out. Sending you the approach vector." Olsen adjusted course using maneuvering thrusters cautiously to keep their sensor signature as small as possible. "On track, sir. Firing solution established for all weapons systems. Ready to power up second power plant for the main gun," Lieutenant Commander Harper announced from his weapons station. Carter nodded. "Harper, ready missiles. On my mark, take out engines, their main weapons and power plant. On firing, bring up the secondary power plant and power main gun." After a brief pause and a collectively held breath, Carter said, "Fire." The order was followed by a flurry of activity. As the missiles launched, there was a thump that seemed to echo through the ship, a vibration from the launchers expelling one rocket and reloading another. Accompanying it was the hum of the second power plant. The second power plant had one purpose: powering the main gun that the Prometheus was designed around. Odom on the sensor station reported direct hits on engines. "They are dead in space." Directed on primary weapons. "It seems they still have power though," Harper called out. "Powering main gun, targeting solution locked in," Carter announced over the ship's intercom. "Boarding party, you have a green light. There could be humans on board. They may or may not be hostile." Lieutenant Mark Grimshaw had drilled his team, but there were a lot of unknowns going into a hostile vessel. His 5-man team, including himself, went by numbers. Stepping into the airlock, they did another comm check. Everyone else gave a thumbs up. They opened the outer airlock as soon as everyone had checked in. An engineer at the lunar station had come up with the assault ring. Grimshaw picked up the controller as everyone else got ready to close the distance. The ring used small, compressed air jets to maneuver to the target ship. On contact it would attach auto-leveling magnets and suction clamps. 3 spoke into comms. Hope it has enough loop. Grimshaw cut him an angry look as the team snickered at the joke. The ring automatically began spinning a cutter wheel at high speed. The diamond-coated carbide teeth of the ring made short work of cutting through the hull. As the hull breached, the damaged section of hull blew out as the ship's interior atmosphere equalized with outer space. The assault team launched a magnetic grapple and then pushed off the Defiant airlock bay to begin their travel to the other ship. They had tried dry runs involving known ship layouts in the bulky spacesuits, with wrist-mounted energy weapons and Number 5 carrying a shoulder-mounted heavier energy weapon. Everything about approaching the other ship was dangerous. As they made their approach along the tether line, there seemed to be no life inside the Mizoan ship. On reaching it, Number 2 tossed a strobe grenade in. After the initial flash, Number 3 pushed into the hole in the hull. Between breaching the hull with the assault ring and the missile barrage to take out ship systems, it appeared the ship was dead. Grimshaw radioed back, "It appears there are no survivors." "Continuing our sweep," Carter replied. "Simply confirmed. Call when clear." The bridge crew watched with bated breath, knowing there was little they could do to help the assault team in this moment. After another hour, Grimshaw came back on the airship. Is power down, no sign of self-destruct. Power plant seems stable, weapons seem stable, no survivors. The Defiant pulled alongside and a secondary team of Marines moved on board with assorted tools to dismantle and salvage what systems they could. General Madison would be pleased. His ideas of turning privateer on anything that was not an ally was off to its first success. After nearly 16 hours of breakneck speed salvaging, the Mizoan ship was pushed onto a course toward the nearest planet. With any luck, any evidence of piracy would be lost in the damage done by re-entry. In a secret facility deep beneath the Ural Mountains, General Viktor Volkov watched with a mixture of pride and apprehension as his scientists activated their latest creation. The hybrid of Mizoan and human technology. "Impressive," Volkov murmured. "But can we control it?" Dr. Andrei Kuznetsov nodded, though his expression was far from certain. "Yes, we control it completely. But the power requirements are severe. The Mizoans gave us the weapon, but we might very well burn out everything in the control systems after firing it a few times. The potential applications are staggering." As they discussed the implications of their breakthrough, neither of them noticed the small, spider-like robot observing from a hidden corner, its camera recording every detail of the secret project. Back in the Sol system, the Defiant limped towards Earth, its stealth systems compromised and its hull bearing the scars of its close encounter with Busner forces. Captain Michael Davis stood on the bridge, his face a mask of determination as his battered ship approached the safety of home. "We made it," Commander Sarah Foster said, relief evident in her voice. Davis nodded, but his expression remained grim. "We did. You had doubts? I am expecting a quick turnaround and to be sent back out. Make sure everyone makes the most of the leave they have." He wondered to himself how many would be willing to make this run again. Before they had known it was volunteer only, now they knew capture was not an option. As the various missions unfolded across the galaxy, the Audacity negotiating with the Naxith, the Prometheus encountering the fleeing Mizoan ship, the Defiant returning with crucial intelligence, and the discoveries being made on Mars, the fate of humanity hung in the balance. Each decision, each alliance, each technological breakthrough could tip the scales between survival and extinction. In the vast, silent depths of space, the cosmic chess game continued. And Earth, once a small, isolated player, was quickly becoming a wild card that neither the Busner nor any other galactic power could afford to ignore. The stars beckoned, full of both promise and peril. And humanity, for better or worse, was determined to answer their call.